Hey, welcome back. I'm Dr. Christine of Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. We're talking about how you can put an end to your own chronic pain and chronic symptoms. And today I'm going to cover something that I haven't really talked about yet, and it dawned on me that this is a core concept. It's the concept that your brain is mixing up some signals, and we'll take a deeper dive into that in just a moment. Before I do that, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel will make sure that you get notified when new videos drop, and it helps me to continue to produce videos like this to help you and others overcome chronic pain, other chronic symptoms, and live your best lives. So, something that I really haven't clarified yet. We've talked quite a bit about how the chronic pain is the result of an overzealous fight or flight system that the brain has been convinced through actions and through experiences that certain things in your life have been dangerous. And then as a result of that, the fight or flight system has got tuned up a little bit higher than it needs to be. And it's doing things like constricting blood flow to your muscles, to your tissues of your body, as well as sometimes even creating pain to make you stop doing something that is probably perfectly safe, but the brain has misinterpreted it as dangerous. So the thing I have not yet talked about, and this is common in people who are experiencing chronic pain, and it's also very common, it's more common in people who are neurodivergent. What that means is people with the most common conditions being ADHD and or the autism spectrum. So what scientists have discovered is that the brain can get a little bit mixed up and start interpreting signals that are coming from your body, misinterpreting them as pain when they really are not painful. So brain and body are talking constantly back and forth to each other. The brain is taking in information from the body, making calculations. What do I do with this information? Sending messages back down to the body, telling the body what to do. Some of these things you think about, like walking, talking, eating. Other things you don't think about, like digesting that food, breathing, your heart rate, your blood pressure, your amount of blood flow going to your muscles and tissues of the body. So when the body is naturally sending up feedback to the brain, like there's a sock on my foot, or I hear a noise over to my left, and the sun is bright over there in the distance, all this data, all this information is being analyzed by the brain. And if our fight or flight system gets a little bit too amped up, the brain starts to misinterpret some of these signals as dangerous or some of these signals as pain. So what maybe to one person just feels like a belt or a bra strap, to another person can become intolerable. Or motion of a joint, which we really don't usually feel unless it's cracking or popping or something like that. Motion of a joint, the brain can misinterpret that as a pain, or movement, contraction of a muscle. That's not supposed to be painful. There's nothing about a muscle cells contracting that should cause pain, but the brain misinterprets the signals and interprets it as pain when there really is no painful stimulus there. Now, like I said, this can happen in anybody, and we do find that this is a major component of chronic pain. People on the autism spectrum or people with ADHD tend to have a reduced ability to filter out common sensations like the sensation of your clothing or background noise or background lights or subtle shifts in motion. People with neurodivergent minds have a harder time filtering those things out, which can lead to bombardment, overtaxation of your brain, and then misinterpretation of painful signals that really should not be interpreted as pain. As well as the neurodivergent mind seems to be more sensitive to these incoming messages, more sensitive to painful stimulation. So That doesn't mean if you're neurodivergent like me that you have to be in chronic pain or have other chronic symptoms. It's just something to be aware of. I am 100% certain that the brain can be rewired and retrained to interpret its environment differently. And if you don't believe that, I would like you to look in your broad circle of friends and family. Have you ever known somebody that had a stroke and temporarily lost the ability to use one side of their body, or to use part of their face, or to speak, or to walk, and they regained it? So don't you ever think that the brain can't be retrained or rewired. We have evidence before us that it can, so it can for you as well. All right, my friends, before you go, I would love for you to drop a comment and let me know if this makes sense to you, or if you've made any realizations in your own life regarding what we talked about today. And please subscribe. All right, I'm Dr. Christine of Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, and I'll see you on the next video.